one, tarnation!
I meant to do that.
Howdy folks, this is Apple Geek. Well, the mid-season 8 hiatus is over. We are now into the back half here. This is My Little Pony Season 8, Episode 14. Just a few brief little announcements here before I get going. Yes, I have already seen Episode 18, which aired a couple weeks ago on Discovery Family as an early release as part of their summer surprise thing or whatever it was called. I will be uploading that, completing and uploading that in the proper air order, so in a few weeks on that one. But now I'm getting to 14 and 15 here. And yes, I am aware that there are going to be early releases of these episodes in Australia or whatever throughout the remainder of the season. This entire situation is rather frustrating, but just due to my own time frames that I have available here, I am most likely just going to be following the Discovery Family releases and watching those, reacting to those as they come out, rather than doing the early ones. So I'm always in constant spoiler avoidance mode anyway, so it's not really that big of a deal for me, but anyway, just to let you know, that is most likely what I'm going to be doing at this point. The plans could change, but that's right now. So, yeah, and that way just, stretches things out for you guys a little bit more too. You have, weekly releases as opposed to, like, just everything very quickly. So, anyway, enough rambling about all of that. Yeah, without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and give this a watch now. Episode 4, and we've got actually 2 episodes today because 2 aired on Discovery Family, so 14 and 15. But right now, let's get to episode 14, starting now. Oh, school.
These are. Whoa, treasure?
Nope.
They're all legendary magical artifacts.
Oh, God, I should have recognized those.
Read ahead in Equestrian Cultures and Camaraderie, Volume 7.
Oh,
You're
Celis.
right, Celis. This is the amulet
She's
of
adorable.
Aurora, the talisman of Mirage, the helm of Yixler, the crown of Grover, Knuckerbocker's shell, and Clover the Clever's cloak.
And the gems are real.
D-
Not that I tasted them.
Princess
Spike.
Celestia gifted these to our school, since they each represent one of the
What are those
cultures
gonna
our
be for?
students come from.
Oh.
And we'll learn all about them with a Spellvenger hunt.
What?
Is that a pony thing? It's a magical scavenger hunt.
A Spellvenger hunt? Really?
Try to find where
Really?
in the school these artifacts are hidden.
The team that finds most wins a prize with the chance of
Spike
an
can
archive
fly
of
alongside her
Princess
now.
Celestia.
This is awesome.
Learning and fun? Does it get any better than that?
You've been underwater a long time, haven't you?
Gallus and Silver
Yes.
Screen?
Yes, she has.
Sounds like you're our first pair.
Oops.
What? They'll make a great team.
What's...
Why pony glowing?
What? We have a cutie map adventure? What? What? Okay, this is bad timing. Who with?
You all were called on this friendship quest too?
Must be a really important one.
And terribly far away.
Wow! All of them.
Just getting there will take days.
Where is
Don't know
that?
what this means. There won't be any teachers left to run the school.
Starlight has got to step up. Oh, that somehow this is one possibility that I never thought about with the school. Like, I always thought about their own daily lives and jobs interfering with their teaching work, but I never thought about all of them getting called out on a cutie map adventure. Oh, this episode's gonna go places. We're gonna have Trixie as a teacher. Please no. Oh boy.
Send our students home?
I say we take them with us. Round trip.
The middle of my French
No.
and quilting class. I think not. All of those unfinished
Or are they?
scenes.
Problem
Nice.
is, we don't even know how long we'll be gone.
Don't worry, every pony. I already have a 70-point
A matter of
plan in place for this very
principles?
situation. You want me to be head mare? You're the perfect choice. You're a good leader and an expert in friendship. I trust you to run this.
Oh no, this is great. This is great.
That's a pretty big responsibility, Twilight.
Which
Hey,
is
you
why
ran a
I'm
whole
preparing
town once. I
everything
mean,
you
come on.
need.
Is Spike gonna stay with her?
The curriculum, rules for the Spellvenger hunt, dining hall menus for the next 6 months.
6 months?
Wow.
You're not really gonna be gone that long, are you?
And Spike.
Okay, he's
Anything
staying
that
there.
isn't covered in my files, he'll be able to help you with.
And why not put him in charge?
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. What? Okay.
But if
Oh, I had an
you're
audio
sure it's
glitch
what
there,
you
sorry.
really want, I promise I won't let you down.
I knew I could count on you.
Hope that's the last of those.
Great. What could possibly go wrong?
Don't ever say that. Do not ever say that.
Rarity! And every pony, come back soon, please.
No, no, no.
I hate goodbyes, don't you?
Oh my word.
Discord. What
Trixie. Trixie better be next.
This is your first time at our new school, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, was I not invited to the grand opening? Friends and Family Day, Baccalaureate? I hadn't noticed.
Okay, somebody's got a chip on his shoulder.
You're here now. Why are you here now?
Yes.
Fill in for Twilight, of course, as head draconicus. I seem to recall a whole song about how this school is where you make your own rules. Now, who better at that than me?
Oh no. Oh no.
Also must have heard Starlight is in charge now.
Really? I thought there must be some mistake.
Nope.
Come
Twilight
on.
picked me for the job, and she left pretty detailed instructions for me to follow.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm sure that she wouldn't mind if I made a few tiny
Oh.
suggestions.
She would mind.
Item 1, gravity
That's a
is
very small clue.
optional.
Oh no.
Item 2,
Gravity.
the
Discord, put the
school's
gravity down.
is an ambidextrous marmoset. Item 3.
Not gonna happen. I promised Twilight I'd handle this her way. So thanks.
It's a good thing Starlight can fly.
Really?
Oh no.
Well, we'll see if you change your mind.
Oh, we gonna have a magic off here.
Uh-oh. When we play Ogres and Oubliettes and he puts that many E's and really, things don't usually end well.
Don't worry, Spike. Discord and I are old Save Equestria buddies. We'll be fine. Now, what's next on
You
Twilight's
underestimate
list?
Discord. Okay. That balloon thing. What?
Okay. I hid the artifacts for the spell.
So we're not gonna get to see
school
the-
supplies for the week. All you have to
the
worry
kitty
about
map adventure.
is teaching class.
Or is that gonna be another episode?
Maybe we will get through this okay.
Maybe that's next episode. Uh-oh. Discord's been here.
Come in. You'll let the Twitter mites out.
Twitter mites again! Like actual in
Discord?
outside of the dream world. Wow.
No pony was at your desk. Imagine what Twilight would say. Oh, how could you, Starlight? You've broken my trust and failed me
That hair.
completely. Oh, don't worry. I'll cover for you. By the way, I hope you like Limburger cheese. I got a month's supply for the...
That's gonna be memed to death. What?
We'll take it from here, Discord.
What is that? A big wheel of stinky cheese?
Relax. Have a cup of tea at home.
Oh, some thanks for all my help. And after I hired
Why don't you
all
go
those substitute
help the main six with
teachers for
Fluttershy?
me,
Actually, that does sound kind of helpful. And it was next on our to-do list.
Eh?
Which teachers did you hire?
Oh no, oh no, oh no.
They come
Oh,
because you have to make decisions with your friends.
I'm pretty sure he was on my wish list.
Yak.
Be my friend.
If you're quiet, I don't buy it.
Oh no.
Be my friend.
Oh, no.
That's more convincing.
Oh no.
Be my friend.
That's not how Twilight teaches friendship.
No, no. What the? Cozy closer!
Some feel.
Cranky, what?
Where's my iced tea?
Why? What? He's one of the teachers? Seriously? Okay, he's a teacher in the EG world. That makes sense.
Now it's too hot.
Wow.
Now it's too tea flavored. You call yourself
That is definitely not how Twilight teaches friendship.
No. Why is Cranky gotta be so cranky?
You hired a tree as a teacher?
Its schedule was free.
Guys, that's not just any tree.
Oh no, that's the dragon sneeze thing. Oh no!
It's a dragon sneeze tree.
Call back to Princess Spike. Oh no.
Teacher, it's gonna be okay.
Wow. Iron Will really tapped into Yona's inner yak.
You seem like you're in over your head. Won't Twilight be so disappointed with how you're running her school?
You know, Starlight, I know magic isn't a solution to everything, but please zap Discord.
Discord? This is all your fault.
Popcorn.
Mine? I thought you were in charge here. I'm happy to pitch in if you need me.
What I need is for you to leave.
Hey, they recycle.
Happy now?
Come on.
Yes, actually.
Discord. You know that's not what she means.
Fine. From now on, I won't try to help at all.
Why has it got to be a one extreme or the other?
Thanks, Spike. Let's just hope he stays gone.
I wouldn't count on it. I think Discord's trying to test you.
But why? I thought we were friends.
He tends to do
That's
that.
kind of what he does. Even to ponies or dragons he cares about.
Oh, well, I'm ready for him. I told Twilight
Really?
I'd run her school right, and I'm gonna keep that promise, no matter what. Good morning, students. I know there's been a little bit of adjustment.
Trixie must be there! Oh my word!
But I've brought in
Yes!
two new
Yes!
teachers.
Yes!
Now everything should run smoothly. Now it's time.
Well, Maud
for
is at least qualified. She's got a doctorate.
This afternoon is the Spellbinger Hunt.
Oh boy.
Yo! Greetings, fellow
No!
teachers.
That reference.
Seat taken.
Welcome, class. You may call me the great and powerful Professor Toad.
No! No, don't give her a title!
Really? That's so inconsiderate.
It's yours. Nice Fluttershy bag.
Oh, I better take this. Hello?
Ring, 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 ring. Banana phone.
What did you say? You did not.
Discord. Why are you here?
Why, I'm a student of friendship, of course. Unless you don't think
Since
you're good
when?
enough to teach me.
Of course I am. No fruit calls in my class.
Fruit cups.
Magic
Wow.
is the most important element of friendship. So today, I, the great and powerful Trixie, will put on a magic show.
Naturally. And Acellus is taking notes. Oh, Discord, what are you gonna do? Wow. That was unplanned. Derpy! Ooh.
Oh, I'm learning so much. Aren't
Well,
you?
that's gotta be some PTSD for Trixie right there. Wow.
Hello? What exactly is a long-distance plan?
Actually, we just finished Professor Spitfire's
Wow.
workout.
Sounds like some
Ooh.
pony needs a little motivation.
Yeah, I'm sure Spitfire put him through the ringer. And the bugbear's back! Okay.
I've never run so fast.
Quick, somebody call the bonbon.
Coach, we need a break.
Friendship is about honesty, so believe me when I say we're not stopping.
Oh boy. Phew!
Yona can't run faster!
Oh no. Is that Starlight? Thank you!
Discord, that's enough! Endangering students crosses the line! I don't know why you're trying to ruin this school, but it stops now!
I wouldn't be so sure.
What did you
This is
do?
your last warning.
Hey, take it easy, Starlight. Discord's your friend, remember?
That charging sound.
She's right, Discord. What's your problem?
My problem? How is the fact that Twilight decided to put an incompetent, power-hungry unicorn in charge of
Hey!
school my
You're one to talk about power hungry.
Don't worry. I just banished him from school grounds forever. He's fine.
Oh my word!
That probably made things worse. Why didn't you just talk to Discord?
Because he's right about one thing. I've been doing a terrible job
Wow.
as head mayor.
No, you haven't. Discord is just being Discord.
Maybe. But I wonder why me being in charge bothers him so
That was a
much.
big blast. A very big
We can
blast.
figure that out after the Spellbinger hunt. Come on.
Like, that was practically as big as when Twilight had the Power 4 princesses.
You'll need to use the artifact's history to find where they're hidden in the castle. When you spot one, touch it with a magic shield to keep track of your score.
Twilight left a list of your hunt partners before she left. I'll pass out the shields.
Okay.
Ready, set, Spellbinger hunt!
That name, seriously.
Come on, we can use Twilight's observatory to watch the teams.
I really wish I could figure out what Discord's angle is on this.
I hope you know where you're going. To the helm of Yixler.
What?
Works for me.
Okay. And you know where it
In our book,
is?
it says Yixler was an honorable Yak warrior. Any enemies that saw him put down their weapons in peace. I think his artifact must be in one of these suits of armor.
Sound logic.
I'm guessing that one.
It's right in plain sight.
One down, 5 to go.
A booyah.
Aw, Celis and Smolder found their first artifact. Wait,
What is this tower? Oh no.
I don't think that's part of the Spellbinger hunt.
Discord?
Not cool.
I love seeing Spike with his wings, by the way.
Spellbinger hunt.
Yeah, I doubt that. But at least I know where one of the artifacts is. Saw
Oh?
Spike had it yesterday.
Cheater.
The Crown of Grover! Score! They say it's magic, and King Grover used it to become the first ruler of Griffinstone. I know. Pretty sweet, right?
You paid attention in class.
If you ever tell any...
Oh no!
3D painting.
Oh no! Uh-oh. Gee. That's just creepy.
Yeah, that's definitely Discord. This is not good.
I thought you banished him from the school.
Only his body. Apparently his ghost can come and go just fine. Let's go. We have to stop this.
Yeah, we haven't even seen his body since
No
she
offense,
blasted
I don't
him.
think magic is the answer against
What did she even do to
This
him
time,
exactly?
I'm not using magic.
Oh, okay.
What you wanna look for?
The shell of Knuckerbocker. It's like a seashell, but if you blow into it, you call it dragon. There's a sweet poem in
Huh.
a book about it.
Cool.
Climb to the heights with dragon flight. Like flight of stairs.
You wanna take pony word for it?
Uh-oh.
Huh?
What's happening?
And the stairs have become a sandpit. And now we have the classic Scooby-Doo chase scene. Oh boy. At least they're all together again.
Every creature, stop! But the school is haunted! It's not haunted, it's Discord.
Wow.
Said Mayor Starlight, look at me, look. I won the Spell Venture Hunt. Well done, me. Now, what's my prize?
Detention.
Well, that's disappointing.
Discord, you can't keep messing up the school.
On the contrary, I think I rather can and will.
Then I have just one thing to say to you.
Okay.
Well, do go on.
I'm sorry.
What?
Wow.
I had to stop
Okay.
thinking like a head mayor and start thinking like a guidance counselor to finally understand. You felt left out.
I don't know what you're getting at.
No pony ever invited you to the school. And when you offered to help, I didn't listen. I was so worried about doing things Twilight's way, I didn't stop to think about being a good friend. I'd like to apologize for that. And offer you the job of vice head mayor.
What?
No.
Why?
Totally confused.
Yes, I'm with them.
I accept. I mean, I suppose I can find some time in my busy schedule to help you out, but I will need
Got
my
nothing
own
but time.
office, expense account, parking space.
No.
You're new to the
No.
world of education, aren't you?
Next time you want
Yeah, they don't get
something,
paid
just
much.
ask for it, all right?
But then we miss out on all those delightful misadventures.
Hey! Watch the wings!
Yeah, they're brand new.
Hello, Vice Head Mayor Discord. If you'll help me get the Spellvenger hunt back in order.
Everything is re-hidden.
Ah!
Oh, well, with a few surprises.
Oh, come on.
Discord! I can't believe
Oh.
you tricked us into going on a friendship quest that wasn't real.
What? Oh!
Oh, back so soon.
A glamour spell on our cutie marks. A fake summons from the map. Hey, at least we got to go spelunking in that really creepy cave with all those eyeless worm creatures chasing us. Oh, Jonah's so glad Pony's back.
Wow.
Y'all get the feeling we missed something?
Yeah.
Thanks for taking care of the school, Starlight. It was a challenge. But I think things turned out just the
You all
way
need a
we
spa
planned.
day.
Guess this means you're not vice head mayor anymore.
Oh, pooh. I just ordered business cards.
Okay, wow. I did not expect that twist at the end. That That's pretty clever though to pull off a fake cutie map summons. Discord's OP. Just saying. I'm still really shocked by that beam that Starlight hit him with. Like, I thought he may have, like, actually seriously gotten hurt there. Well, okay. Need a little time to absorb this, and I will be right back with my thoughts. Stay tuned. Alright, everyone. Well, this is an interesting episode. A fun one in a lot of ways. Frustrating one in some other ways. There were things I liked, things that I didn't. And I just had to spend some extra time on this one to really try and fully think this one through and consider all the angles and possibilities on this. I think I've got a reasonable assessment of what happened here, so bear with me. We finally got a scenario where all the teachers are gone. That was kind of an inevitability. Like, at some point or another, that would be a problem, and they would have to find substitute teachers and everything, find somebody to take charge. And Starlight was the perfect choice to put in charge of the school. I mean, I really think that says a lot about how much Starlight has grown and how much faith and trust that Twilight has in her now to immediately put her in such a position without any question. So that was really cool to see. And it makes sense that they have to, keep things going and stuff. I mean, it's pretty hard to just shut down a school in the middle of things for like an unknown period of time, several days at least. It is a boarding school effectively, at least for the students that are living there out of country. And, granted, since they live there, it's not like they would have to go all the way home, but still they need some form of supervision around the school and stuff. So, and you really just don't want, that kind of an interruption to your classes. So that made sense. But yeah, I believe the Starlight was fully qualified to run the school, is fully qualified to run the school. I have just as much confidence in her as Twilight has here. She has previous leadership experience, maybe not in the best of circumstances, but she has it. So, she knows how to handle a group of ponies and creatures. And, she's done well as a guidance counselor. She's proven herself there. And really, if not for Discord's meddling, I think everything would have gone quite smoothly. She really seemed to have a good handle on things and was, getting the lessons underway, planning the Spellbinger hunt, all that good stuff. She claimed later that she ended up thinking too much like a headmare and not enough like a guidance counselor. I don't really feel like that's a fair assessment. I mean, that kind of implies that the headmare position is like an inherently negative one, like something that you don't want to do. Like, no, you need to have somebody in charge and somebody who's standing firm on the rules and standing up for everyone's safety and whatnot. That's a good position to be in. I don't like the negative light that got painted in here. And I mean, Twilight specifically made her the substitute headmare, so she legitimately should have been thinking along those lines. That doesn't mean she has to, forget about her counseling skills and whatnot, but I really don't think that she was doing anything wrong. I mean, she seemed to think that she had forgotten herself and lost sight of things. Like, no, you were doing exactly what you were supposed to be doing, and it was working well, if not for Discord. So that seemed to be a little bit off there. And honestly, up until the point that she practically blasted Discord to Tartarus, I still am in shock from that scene. That was like, wow. Up until that point, I thought she was really doing reasonably well, and both in her attempts to maintain control of the situation and without going crazy, and keeping her temper in check and stuff, which is difficult for her to do. She has very strong emotions about things, and those emotions fuel her magic. That's one of the biggest reasons why her magic is so powerful, because her magic is emotionally driven, and she has very powerful emotions. So I thought she was doing pretty well, but Discord was just pushing every last button to really annoy her. So, but no, I really think she was right in, trying to defend the students and everything against all of Discord's shenanigans and stuff with how crazy it was. And, really, I'm pretty sure this was supposed to be a Starlight-focused episode. Hence why she made the apology at the end and stuff. But Discord came on so strongly that it really seemed like it was more about him in the end, and that's why it seemed so strange when Starlight suddenly apologized to him when it should have been the other way around, in my eyes. I think the writers probably intended the moral lesson here to be, something about, making sure to be inclusive of others and considerate of others' feelings, even those friends you don't necessarily see eye to eye with all the time, things like that. And that's a good lesson. And if this episode had been written a little differently, I think that could have worked out quite well. But that's not that. Somewhere along the way, the execution kind of failed on this one. And, I will say Discord, for better or worse, is a friend of the ponies, and you could argue that it was wrong of them to never include him in anything to do with the school. I mean, we really don't have any visibility into what they have or haven't done for him in that regard since the season started. We just know from this episode that he's never been invited to anything, apparently, and he's got a big chip on his shoulder about that. So from that perspective, just from that, I can kind of see why Starlight might have felt the need to apologize, at least on behalf of everyone. But that doesn't really work considering what he did in this case here, And I said, if not for Discord going to such extremes, this really would have been a great lesson, and it would have been a great character episode for Starlight as well. But any wrongdoing on Starlight's part greatly paled in comparison to what Discord did in this episode. I mean, he clearly stepped over a line. If he had just showed up and asked to help out and got blown off, that would have been one thing. But he had already created a fake map mission. I mean, before anyone apparently even knew that he, before they had any idea that he was peeved about this, about being left out from the school. He created a fake map mission to draw the main six away, and then came in and proceeded to cause all manner of chaos in the school, practically tried to just take over the school and go nuts with it, seemingly as a revenge trip. And, so, I mean, he was already causing trouble before he even appeared. And unlike in the past, there's been many times in the past where he's taught the others lessons in his own twisted way. He does have a way of doing that. He does have some wisdom to share, despite all of his childish antics. But, sorry, I lost my notes here. But this time, like I said, it just seemed like he was just out for petty revenge for some reason. He could have easily asked the main seven at some point to be included. Even here, he could have just showed up and asked legitimately before he had already put a crazy plan into action. But, I'm pretty sure if he'd asked at some point in the past that Fluttershy would have known about it, and she would have found some way to include him in something. So I think it's pretty safe to say that he's never actually tried to even ask anyone here. So, and really, I mean, he put the students in actual danger here too, especially with that bugbear attack. I mean, this is basically the second time in this show, in this season, where Yona has almost died. This is getting to be a bit of a problem here. And furthermore, I thought Discord had more respect for Starlight too. I mean, he worked with her to save Equestria, and specifically Fluttershy, from Queen Chrysalis. So you would have thought they'd at least have something going there with that, but instead he turned around and accused her of being incompetent, which is bad enough because she's not, but also even much worse, power hungry. He seemed completely and totally serious when he made that comment. It was not like a trolling thing. Like, he seemed to mean that. And that seems to be a direct jab at Starlight's past, and that seems pretty low even for Discord. I really can't fault Starlight too much for blasting him the way she did after that, because, frankly, he kind of had it coming at that point, I have to say. I mean, that's not to say that's a good idea. I mean, violence does not justify more violence. I get that. And obviously it kind of set a bad example for the students as well. But really, he wasn't holding back too much on really pushing Starlight to her wit's end. So, now, time for a bit of a reality check here. Discord is still Discord. He's still the, master of chaos and disorder. That will always be his nature. He's somewhat reformed, and, we see he practically melts around Fluttershy. Like I said, he's taught lessons and things like that. He has helped out from time to time in very good ways, saved Equestria. He's come a long ways, but he can still be really annoying with his chaos magic too. It really seems like he's just lacking in emotional maturity. He's basically kind of like a teenager in this regard. And, old habits die hard. I mean, when you've got, like, all the, power of time and space at your disposal, I mean, you do things because you can. And, finding reasons to not just use that power, it's hard. So, we saw this even. There's been other examples of this too. Like, granted, he behaves pretty well when Fluttershy's around, but there are still times when he kind of goes overboard a little bit. We saw this back in Dungeons and Discords, just for one example, where he kind of pushed Spike and Big Mac to their wits' end a little bit, just because he wasn't getting his way and was frustrated with the situation and whatever. So, you know, there was that. And, you know, and looking even further past, the episode Make New Friends But Keep Discord actually had some similarities to this, where there he was jealous of Fluttershy because, you know, he didn't like seeing her spending time with other friends. Like, he wanted to be the sole recipient of her friendship, since their friendship was still young at that point and whatever. So he kind of caused some trouble at the gala there because he wasn't getting his way. And we kind of saw that again in this episode. So, I mean, there is precedent for his behavior. You know, he's grown an awful lot. He really has. He's matured in many ways. And because of that, it's disappointing to see that he can still stoop to this level of pettiness at times. But, you know, to play the other side of this, we all have moments in our lives where we let our emotions get the best of us and do things that we shouldn't do, normally wouldn't do, and will likely later regret. You know, and because of all that, I believe it's entirely plausible that Discord would mess up like this. Like, I don't like seeing it, and it was wrong of him, but I don't believe it's that unbelievable for him to have acted this way. I don't think it's so much a character regression as it is he just did something stupid. But that's still no excuse for his terrible behavior. You know, it's believable. That doesn't make it right. You know, and the real problem here is he honestly just didn't learn anything. And I'm sorry to say that's kind of become a bit of a recurring problem with episodes in the season where, you know, there's characters and situations that just don't get resolved the way they should. You know, failure to be included. I understand why he, you know, was unhappy about that. But that's never an excuse to just go exact revenge on someone, at least without talking to them first. I mean, really not ever, but I mean, you know, there's so many different ways that could have been handled that would have been better than this. You know, I said, and even, I mean, just for the sake of argument, let's assume that, you know, they screwed up bad by not including him. Okay. Even if he's wrong, two wrongs don't make a right. You know, and he definitely should not have been rewarded with anything, much less a title of vice head mayor. I mean, you basically just spent the entire day tearing the school to pieces, and then you proceed to be put in a leadership role in charge of things at the school. No. I mean, that's not how you handle that. You know, I mean, that rewarding bad behavior like that just gives somebody a license to keep doing things. It's like, oh, you know, felt like you've, you know, got blown off by something. Okay, go cause all kinds of trouble. And then they turn around and, you know, reward you for it. Well, then the next time you don't get your way in something, you're just like, oh, how am I going to resolve this? Oh, I can just go cause all kinds of trouble, and then they'll turn around and give me what I want anyway. No, that's not the message that we should be sending with this, you know, type of thing here. So, and, you know, and he didn't even really get in trouble for the fake map mission either. I mean, they basically just kind of came back, yelled at him a little bit, and then walked away. Didn't even ask what had happened at the school while they were gone. So, now true, Starlight zapped him pretty good, but he didn't really get hurt from that, it seems, and he just kept right on causing trouble anyway, so it didn't even really slow him down even. The only negative consequence I can see for Discord in this is that he didn't actually get a chance to officially do anything as Vice Head Mayor because of the fact that Twilight came home. So, okay, now things are more or less back to normal, whatever normal looks like in this world. So, you know, that really isn't much of a consequence here. I mean, I feel like at the very least he really should have given a heartfelt apology to Starlight and the students for causing all this trouble. You know, there should have been some form of negative consequence from this. I'm sure Fluttershy could have gotten him to do it if she'd had half a chance to do it as well. Time constraints there, maybe. I don't know. But now, since I've spent all that time pointing out what I think is wrong with this, now allow me to at least offer a little bit of an alternate scenario here for how I think this could have gone better. If the map mission had been legitimate, or there was some other reason, legitimate reason for all the main six suddenly needing to do something else elsewhere, you know, Celeste needed help with something or whatever. It wouldn't have been Discord's fault right from the start. Okay, now Discord could have showed up and, legitimately wanting to help in some way, because he does help on occasion. He could have showed up and asked to assist. And, I will argue that a certain amount of chaos can be healthy, if, it kept reasonably in check. Sometimes you need to go outside the box a little bit and shake things up and, make things interesting in life. That, add a little flavor, a little spice to things. That can be a good thing. And, I think he could have made the Spellvenger hunt more interesting, potentially. And, as long as, like, if Starlight had just laid down some reasonable guidelines for him, could have worked together with him to help, make things interesting rather than just leaving him to his own devices and whatever. And there could have been a compromise there of some sort, but, so if that had happened, then Starlight could have basically just completely shut him down. Like, no, I have to, stubbornly stick to just Twilight's list. Like, these are the rules. I have to follow these. No exceptions, no buts, nothing. Goodbye. Okay, now you're being, completely inflexible, and obviously Discord would have been unhappy about that. It's just not even being given the chance to try and legitimately help out with something. And, it could have been, too, like, she could have just been afraid of what he might do. And rightly so, because we saw what he would do, what he did. But, so then in response to that, he could have then addressed the fact that, like, well, I've never been invited to anything before. I just want a chance to actually help out in some way. That would have been a valid argument. And, along the way, along those interactions between him and Starlight, like, he could have been doing little things here and there to actually make things fun and interesting for the students, thus gaining their favor and, kind of turning them against Starlight a little bit. I mean, maybe not that he meant to, but just it would have happened. And Starlight constantly trying to push him out and shove him away would not have looked very favorable in the students' eyes, because they didn't see anything wrong with what he's doing. Instead saw her being too firm and inflexible and not being a good friend herself. That would have made a lot more sense. So then, at the end, Starlight would have been forced to face the fact that she had unfairly shut him out and should have given him a chance. And at that point, her apology would have... The apology that she actually made in this episode would have made all the sense in the world. That would have been a much better scenario on this. But just because of the way this started out, where Discord made the first move by creating the fake map mission and then going downhill from there, in my mind, that just kind of invalidated any arguments he might have had, in favor of him being unfairly excluded from the school activities and such. So, like I said, I get the lesson. I appreciate it. It's a good lesson. I just wish that this had been written a little bit differently. I mean, making Discord go full bad guy again just didn't really fit the situation well. So, like I said, still a fun episode, and still some fun points in this. Just the ending fell a little flat for me. So, and as for the students, once again, they did quite well as friends, in spite of all the mischief going on. I know the school's getting a stronger focus now in the second half of Season 8. I've heard that, and that's good. I just really hope that the students themselves get to become more the characters of focus. I mean, I want to see them actually learning some lessons themselves, rather than just being, naturally awesome, being friends, despite all their teachers doing stupid things. So, and yeah, too, I mean, we're really not getting to see at this point very much about how the school is actually impacting the greater world here. It's obviously a big thing. It's supposed to have a big impact on the world. We haven't really gotten a chance to see that yet. So that's all I'll say at this point. Is like I'm glad to see the school showing up more and having the students back in the picture more, but we still need to kind of turn and give them some time in the spotlight and get some character growth on them, and get a little more world building going on here too with the school. So hopefully we'll see that more of those things in the episodes to come. There's still a lot of season left. Maybe we got some great character episodes coming for them. We'll just have to wait and see. Yeah, that's what I got on this one. I know a lot of you are out there are probably pretty disappointed with this episode. I don't blame you. I just hope I've at least given you a few things to think about here. There was a moral lesson, flawed as it was. It is still a good one. You know, it's hard, it's difficult. You know, there are, you know, people in our lives where, you know, we're friendly with them, don't necessarily connect with them, you know, all that well, and when you don't really mesh super well with somebody, it can be hard to kind of inclusive of them and enjoy them. I can't even talk anymore. Invite them to join in on things and whatever. It is very difficult. I struggle with this myself greatly, but you know, as long as you remember to, you know, at least give them a chance of things and not just, you know, shove them away for petty reasons if they want to be included, then I think things will work better for everyone. So, and, you know, they might surprise you. You give them half a chance, maybe they'll surprise you. Maybe you find you got more in common with these people than you thought you did. So, yeah, that's all I got on this one. Thanks for listening, everyone, and I will see you again very soon in the next episode here. So, later.